Welcome to our YouTube channel and welcome to the New Deal Cafe in Greenbelt, Maryland. I'm being joined by Semora Smith, who is our World Champion of Public Speaker candidate for our district. Join us for some pie next. So, is this your first go-round with competitions within your club?
No. I actually started in, I believe it was 2011, when I challenged myself to enter the humorous speaking contest. I am a very serious instructor person, so no one ever takes me lightly when I'm trying to throw a joke out. At the time, even my family members were like, "You're not comical. You can't do this." And the mere fact that I believe that most people wouldn't find me to be very humorous was a challenge to me to show them that there is a humorous side to me. So I did just that. I did a speech about being a mother and about being just like my mother. And it indeed was very humorous and talked about some of my childhood memories and talked about how now as a mother I'm doing some of the very same things that my mom did. And I think the biggest part of the speech that really captured everyone was that I just had a new baby at the age of 40. So you can imagine how shocking that was. And that very moment allowed for a lot of humor to come in. So I ended up winning for the club, going from my club competition to area, of course from area to division, onto District 36. And my very first time on the district stage, I placed second. So me challenging myself, not realizing that I could even get that far, was pretty positive for me. So I made another attempt, and I did it again. I think it was the following year I did it again, and I came in third. Wasn't so pleased with that because, of course, I always want to go forward and I want to improve. But I didn't stop there. I decided, okay, well, why don't you do the international speech contest? And I did that and went on to division and placed in division. And after that, I had a series of personal things that took place, and I was still active in Toastmasters, but I kind of did a withdrawal from the competitive side of it. But at the same time, I was still so challenged to go back. I wanted to win district, and I felt like I had the skills that I'd learned through Toastmasters. I had the personality, but not only that, I had the life story that I felt the world needed to hear, and that Toastmasters had a world stage for me to share it with. And so I decided, you know what, let's do this again. This time, I don't have to be humorous. This time, I don't have to tell someone else's story. I've gone through a lot over the past 3-4 years. Why don't I share my own story? Or why don't I share how I've conquered some of my fears, my challenges, the obstacles that were thrown at me? Why don't I share those? And those things weren't just unique to me because I'm female. Those things happen to everyone. And whether you're male, female, whether you're an adult or a child. So I felt like this was my opportunity to tell my story, to share how my childhood life had a huge impact on my adult life and the decisions I made, the outcomes from those decisions, the consequences, but also my being able to come back, and I shared my story, and I shared it in a very authentic way. I had to shed my personal life in order to share this story, and I think that's what made the speech so credible. Oftentimes, we tell stories about others. We tell stories we hear from others. We'll tell our story, but there's a limit as to where we will go with the story. My speech, Fear Didn't Ruin Me, It Saved Me, is all about my personal trials, about things that were very personal and secretive in some ways that most people wouldn't dare share. But I felt the need to really, really unwrap and share this, to let people know that this is real. And if this is happening to any of you in the audience or any Toastmaster, anyone, that you can get through it. And that's really what it was all about. And I think that the realness of it is what captured the audience, and it's the reason why I'm moving on for the World Championship semifinals.
You're approximately 5 to 8 minutes of effort away from being in the World Championship of Public Speaking. What does that feel like?
Awesome. When they called my name at the District 36 competition as the first place winner, there are people who just ran and just kind of hovered over me. So much to the degree it was hard for me to get up from my seat to get to the stage. So I was extremely happy, but there were so many other people there. People who were not just a part of my club or my division, but just people in the district who had come to know me through the years, who also knew about some of my struggles, who were there supporting me. And I saw that when they called my name. It was though it wasn't just me as the first place winner. We were first place winners. And it was at that point in time when I truly realized that I was not only representing Semora Smith, but I was also representing District 36 as a whole. And to have their support, to have that applause, to have one of the world champions, second place winners from previous years be there to witness this and to give me feedback, but also to share in that celebration, it was just huge. And for my two daughters to see their mothers achieve this and to move on to this level, for them it's just totally amazing. And it sends a message that it doesn't matter what age you are. If you believe in yourself, go out there and do it, you can certainly achieve it.
Now, one of the pitfalls, or one may say opportunities, of the World Championship of Public Speaking is that you must give a different speech in the World Championship final round from what you gave in the semifinal round. What's the challenge been like to come up with something different?
It has been a challenge for me, being that my semifinal speech will pretty much mimic my district speech. And that speech is so very personal for me. That is truly my platform. But at the same time, I recognize that this championship is not about the speech itself as much as it is about the person delivering the speech. And that person's ability to adapt and to be able to communicate about things other than me or things other than my environment. It takes me out of myself and forces me to think outside of the box about what it is that I could deliver to a world audience that would relate to them and have some positive impact on them. So it has been a challenge, but not so much to the degree that I feel overwhelmed, because in some ways I feel that it truly is necessary, because the focus is on public speaking and not necessarily the title of your speech. So I think if you really sit down and focus on it in those terms, you understand it, and it's not as much a challenge as most people may think it is. When I look over a lot of the competitors from previous years, I've gone online, I've looked at YouTube videos, and I've even gone to Toastmasters International website and looked at the 2015 winners and some of their scripts, and I'm saying to myself, where are the women? Where are the women?
So true.
I'm seeing a lot of suits and a lot of ties. I'm ready to see some dresses and some heels. Women, we birth the world. We have something to say. We are nurturing the universe. And I think it's time that as a woman, a strong message was sent. Not just to Toastmasters in general, but the world in general. I mean, even now, in these United States of America, we have a female candidate for presidency. First time ever. We're in the year 2016. Says a lot. There's a lot to be done in terms of women being acknowledged and being given the opportunity to share their messages. But not only that, to be seen as a force to be reckoned with. It's been a long time since we've seen someone on the world stage that looks like me. I truly have a message. I want to deliver it. I'm hopeful that the world audience that I will stand in front of will give me that opportunity gracefully to deliver that message. But I'm even more hopeful that they will connect, understand, and more importantly, support the message. When I stand there, I'm representing not only me, not only Toastmasters, but I have two young daughters. One is currently a senior at Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, political science major. And I have an 8-year-old who has one of the highest reading averages in Prince George's County. So I have to continue to show them that if you have a dream, you can live it out. But you have to work hard. You have to dare to dream it. You have to work hard. You have to put that work in. That time in, you got to do it. Because no one is going to give you anything. You have to own it. But I'm the first example that they see every morning when I go to their beds and say, it's time to get up. And I'm the example that they see at the end of the day when they tell me all about their experiences during the day, and I share with them what they can do and how they can improve and look for resources that can help them. So I'm still trying to be that woman that tells them you can do it, you know. And so that's so important for me. When they called my name out in district and my children saw the clip, if you could have seen them, you would have thought that I was a Super Bowl champion. You know, they just went out. They wanted to make sure the neighbors, they wanted to make sure the people at school, and, you know, my daughter in college, all of her girlfriends, you know, they're on the FaceTime or whatever, you know, screaming. And it was amazing knowing that I did something that made them feel good, but also made them feel, you know what, okay, my mom is not just talking to talk. She's just not telling us, you better do this, you better do that. We're watching her do it herself. And that's important when you're rearing children. Children don't oftentimes remember what you say, but they darn sure remember what they see you do.
Thank you, Semora, and thank you for joining us here on the District 36 YouTube channel. Go to Toastmasters.org and District 36 for links on how you can watch the World Championship of Public Speaking. Thanks, everybody.